If you know, you know. Legend. Hello then, folks. Welcome back to another video with me, DoctorBenjyFM. Very good to see you. I find you very, very well. And since we last met, we've played a whole host of fixtures. It's been mixed. That's the best way to describe this. Now, I did say we would come back for our group games, but we were dominant pretty quickly, and we have qualified from our group, finishing top of it. So we're happy with that. So I thought we wouldn't play the Europa game. There's no need. We'll play 2 Premier League fixtures for you against Sheffield United and an unbeaten, and when I say unbeaten, I mean flawless Liverpool. Have won every game this season. So I'm setting myself a big and tricky task. And the problem we've had this season, really, since we last met, all the way back in September, I said I was going to play through quite a bit, and boy, have I. It's been the first year in Europe. That's what it's been. If you played Football Manager before, or probably watched teams in real life who go through a similar thing, my ability to string form together has been a real struggle, and you can imagine, can't you? This period here, we played Southampton, Braga, Everton, City, beat Sturm Graz, and then lost to Villa once again, then drawing with Leicester, and you realise that now at this point, we've not won a Premier League game for what feels like an eternity. And as a result, my form was getting worse. We were dropping down the table. I think we were as low as 14th, 15th at one point. We've worked our way back a little bit up to 11th, and you can see we're in sort of touching distance maybe of those European places. But right now, finishing top half is absolutely the priority, and trying at least to do something in Europe. So far, it's going pretty well, of course. We'll have some knockout stages next year now, which will be really good. And form-wise and team-wise, we're just really, really struggling to find any sort of consistency. Han Hee-Chang is the top goal scorer, 6 goals for him. You talk about a man like Rodrigo, that again, I was trying to pin some hopes on this season. I've started him in 12 games, only 2 goals, hence that we were changing things up a little bit in the forward areas. It's not the season I had last year. I wonder if the fact that the main game has come out has impacted him more than anybody. It certainly feels like it so far, whether they've just changed and tweaked little things that he was particularly good at, or if the game overall is just a little bit harder, which some people are suggesting, then maybe that's playing a part as well. I'm certainly finding it tougher, but I say that, I usually find these first years in Europe tough anyway, so I don't know how much I can read into that, really. Well, Leeds last season had a free hit basically every single game, and this year it is a little bit more challenging. And that's been an issue with our consistency, really. I've had a squad of maybe sort of 15 players. I looked through, like Barros has had 11 games, RodeNT 15, Victor 14, Rafinha 15, and none of those boys currently are in this starting 11 that we've got going forward. And system-wise, hello everybody. To try and get the best out of Rodrigo when we're playing him, although he's not fully fit for this one, I've changed things up a little bit. I've brought the midfielder, this is the defensive system, I should say. I've brought the midfielder further forward. I've taken the guy from the left side, pushed him up a little bit. I think I've found something with this, and I'm wondering how much we can get out of some of these players playing it consistently. Victor actually can play. I feel like Victor can play up front in this sort of system as well. And as much as we like Peter, I do think that Victor has just got that little bit more quality in the final third. So we're going to play Victor in there. It's funny, because there aren't the green circles anymore, I don't feel nearly as bad about putting him in and seeing that he's like a 3-star ability player there. I kind of quite like it. But yeah, having 2 wingers this year doesn't seem to have worked for me in the most recent games we've played, like against Wolves, for example. We changed up the system, we gave it a little bit of a twist, and look, you can see there the performances across the entire team, really, really impressive. So hopefully now we carry that on against Sheffield United, and then Liverpool. I mentioned the league table, so far Liverpool 14 played, 14 wins. Can we be the team to put a stop to it? They've beaten us once already this season. Maybe we could be the team. They played Brighton before us, so as long as Brighton don't beat them, we've got a chance at breaking that mould. But first things first then, an away performance at Sheffield United. The team for it then, Muslera will be in goal, Michieli, Ongweni. How do you do it fast? I can't say it consistently. I'll learn, viewers, I'll learn. Boyata, Timikas, we've got Phillips, Onyenka, Koopmeiners, Trincao one side, Han Hee-Chan and Victor through the middle. And look, you can see there the full team completely sharp. And this is the lineup that I've been going with more recently. Llorente's played a little bit here and there when required. And Gegladini, Barrios have been featuring a little bit, but now you can see both injured. Gegladini out for a few more days and Barrios out for 3 weeks. So we've changed things up. I'm hoping we get good things out of it. Phillips and Elena can play sort of the more creative role. They're playing, I say creative role, we're playing central midfield automatic in there, which I think is one of those roles that is completely underused. You'll notice as well the wing backs have gone. We've gone to full backs, and everything seems a little bit more solid. Again, I'm trying to adapt to what is now the full game from the beta, of course, where we started. And I feel like we're getting it. I say all of this. If I lose to Sheffield United now, I'm going to feel like a bloody fool, viewers. So lock yourselves in. Full coming. All right, then, Sheffield United, you can see them there. They've got Sarr from Watford. They picked him up. And Tom Kearney from Fulham as well. So some interesting additions in their lineup. The Leeds side, of course, looks mighty different from what it did when we first started. I've told the journalists we've had an excellent chance, and RodeNT is suspended, so he can't feature for this one. But there's the boys then. I don't like this, but we're playing it an awful lot. The sort of greeny colour, I'm not really a fan. I'm really not. But here we are. We're also playing cautiously. We're still playing like a Gegenpressy type system, but we're playing it a little bit more reserved, a little bit more defensive. I'm trying not to lose games that I should be winning by maybe having a little bit more of the ball, creating less chances but better chances. That's the idea. I noticed that Liverpool have taken a 1-0 lead as well against Brighton, so I guess we'll see what goes on there. All right, it's going to be a case away from home. A battle of the north. We'll see if Leeds like Sheffield United is probably a pretty big game, I would imagine, as he's offside. The lino there has done me a favour as they were played through. The referee's sort of wandering over. I mean, it's literally the computer that's deciding this. It's not you, mate. Okay, let's have a review. Why not? All right, goal disallowed. I don't think he was that far off. Probably like a yard, half a yard. We'll see it again. Moveset just, oh my goodness me, barely a yard. I would say half a yard as he gets in behind. The finish actually was very good. Come on, the boys. Let's see what we can do. 33 minutes gone. Again, it's quite patient, but away from home, happy to stay in the game. And again, we're just looking for the main man, Victor, up front, to be the last man on the last line of the defence and getting in behind and finding opportunities to score. Trincao plays it over towards him, and of course, naturally a winger. So when he is forced into these wide areas, he's actually pretty good. The cross in is looping. Trincao's there. Ramsdale in the Sheffield United goal has an absolute mare. Not his best work at all. You can see the ambulances look more realistic this year, I would say. There's a man standing by, just in case. But you can see, this is what's so good about playing these left-sided players. I can see myself. I was sort of playing around with the tactics a little bit over the run of games that we've had. Of course, when you're trying to find your way out of bad form, you do tend to have a bit more of a tinker, which is nice, rather than keeping it consistent the whole time. I don't know how effective I'm finding wingers when now the actual game has come out, but I think playing the two players either side of the strikers, right? It's a little bit taboo to do that, but they are playing like advanced forwards, wingers in a sense, especially as you've just seen when they're forced into those wide areas. And look at where Victor is right now. It means defensively, he's never coming back, which means he's always a spare man. He's always in space. And I've done a similar thing last year in Streamer Showdowns, for those that have watched the tournament that we do on Twitch. Victor there, as you've seen, that was the perfect example while I was talking about it. Just hangs on that last man and finds a way. You can see there, look, so much space. Commits the first defender, Hang Hee-chan. Really good at link-up play. Not why I bought him at all. But Victor there, by the way, great finish. As Ramsdale, again, is sitting on the floor. I think having the midfield slightly closer together and having them slightly wider in the centre is certainly helping. And it's just occurred to me that I'm talking very seriously about the tactical implementations of Football Manager. So, should I do some jokes again? It's a trumpet. It's a fake trumpet, obviously. Sorry. All right, second half. I didn't find any need to change anything. 55 minutes gone, and Trincao on this side is proving to be a bit of a menace so far. He's doing pretty good work as Michele on this side. Ball pulled back across. Victor's there again. Well, we gambled a little bit playing him up front, again, in a position that he's not particularly accomplished or natural in at all. But, second of the season for him. And, again, he was someone that was really struggling out wide. It'll be interesting to see what I do with Rafinha. When we bring him back, you can see Trincao's having a really big impact right now in this game. And this is quite a nice way to go into the Liverpool game up next. With the 3-0 win so far, hopefully we can just hold on now. I say hold on, let's extend it to 5. Literally a minute later, Sheffield United have got a chance, viewers. So let's just bear in mind that. As like you see, Victor still staying forward. Trincao sort of the support, carrying it out of midfield. And it's nice to know, actually, for me, as someone that trialled this quite a lot in previous Football Managers, that this works in this year's game as well. And having the 3 in midfield quite tightly knit. You can see Koopman is playing on the right side of our midfield, but you can see there, drifting over to the other side, being involved a little bit, linking up the play. And you can see as well, because this guy's on more defensive duty, he will sit a little bit deeper. So I definitely think what I'm trying to get out of this tactic at the moment is working. So for now, at least, I'm going to stick with it. Trincao, again, very much the support player, inside forward. It's quite a narrow system, and now having the fullbacks sitting more defensive, they're not bombing on like normally, right? You might have situations here where that ball, which was still very effective, as it seems to be this year, wouldn't be quite so easy. now we've got the fullbacks. When you've got wing backs, they do tend to push forward more. They are looking for passes out there. But with fullbacks on automatic, especially when you're playing cautiously, they're very much prepared to sort of sit back and wait. Did you notice there? I don't know if you spotted it. The guy ran forward. Tsimikas got to a point and then went, actually, no, feel free to rewind it and have a look. Actually, no, I'm not going to go too far forward. I don't need to. He's sort of trundling forward there. Trincao gets a fourth. And I feel like I'm starting to figure this game out a little bit. And it feels good. So much tactical talk. I need to calm myself down. All right, Trincao, really, really nice from him. Fires it across. Really, really good. Excellent work. I'll be honest, I don't think in my seasons as a Leeds manager, even last year, we had a game quite like this. Sheffield United in the bottom three, but the points are sort of by the by at this stage of the season. And Sheffield United trying to come forward again. They've looked dangerous on a few occasions. They're in again, and that is actually going to be a goal. Mousset scores from close range. We don't really mark it very well. He genuinely thinks they can get 3 more, which is worrying. And this is a highlight immediately. It's easy to look like a genius when you're winning, viewers, but now you've conceded a goal and they've nearly scored again. We just need to take a bit of stock, I think. Hee-chan is maybe a player to bring off in these sorts of situations, potentially. Rodrigo maybe needs the game. I'm going to get Geldhart on. I mean, a young player at Leeds. We're in a 4-1 winning position. Not much can go wrong from here, I would hope, with 25 minutes to go. Of course, never say never. That ball in behind is doing me. And Boyata's missed the chance. Oh my God, don't do this to me. I mean, I feel like we've had 2 bits of central defensive errors and they've scored 2 goals from it. Mousset is once again running back, not quite as quickly this time. I'm still going to bring Geldhart on. 2-0 lead, 2-goal advantage. I'm going to berate them here because they've decided to switch off at a time when I really don't want them to. At least our attacking play, our attacking shape looks pretty good. We're certainly vulnerable still, and I don't know if that's just a case of the centre-back pairing not quite being together enough or playing together. Again, we've had these inconsistencies with selection, so I'm fearful of that. As this goal won't leave the screen. Can we get rid of that? What if I do this? Does that make it go away now? It does. Okay. Well, it's not a fix, is it? But it's gone. And Trincao now has got himself an injury. Well, we can bring Rafinha on, who's probably going to play there against Liverpool if that injury is substantial. But, 4-2. Looks like it's going to end 4-2. It's been quite quiet after their second goal. Their XG was much higher than ours, but I'm not too worried about the way we scored. There were some really nice goals in there. As you can see, they had some big chances late on that really accounted for their XG. But we'll take it. Look at that. Victor, 8.7. Midfield playing really well. Phillips on a 7.5. Good stuff. Really good. A little bit of lack of concentration. Boyata missed a header. The cross was decent. Mousset couldn't really miss from where he was. So, all in all, pretty content there. And as was mentioned there by the press, we're on a little bit of an unbeaten run. I'm not sure. 5 unbeaten right now. 3 wins in a row. We seem to be doing okay. Trincao's out for 6 to 7 weeks. 6 to 7 weeks. He's finally got into the team, started playing some nice stuff, and now he's done for. We're fortunate, really, that Rafinha can slot in there, not a problem. Helge Costa finally gets his chance on the bench. He's loving it. Right, we play Liverpool in 3 days. I'm going to rest the entire team, who definitely need it, going before this Liverpool game. And Tsimikas, I've just realised, can't play, and he's quite important. So Leif Davis, the 21-year-old, who's actually pretty decent, like physically has got all the tools, could definitely be a Leeds left-back in future seasons. Of course, Tsimikas is not a full-time player for us. He's on loan. So maybe we'll see Davis play next season for us. Who knows? Liverpool are now 10 games unbeaten at home. They've won 15 from 15, and we're the team to stop them, viewers. Are we? Maybe. Alright then, gang, here we go then. Second game of the episode. After success against Sheffield United, no need to really change, well, anything. I think we're going to go with the exact side that have just beaten Sheffield United pretty convincingly. Again, good performance out of Victor. If he does that again, we could be firing. Of course, Rafinha comes in and Davis, we just mentioned that. So we'll go straight into it and see if we can beat a side that haven't lost a game in the league this season and look very much set to win the Premier League. Something that, of course, we're aspiring to do, despite knowing that it probably ain't going to be happening. But we'll try. We're gonna flipping try. All right, then. There's the Liverpool side looking ready, I dare say, whereas the Leeds side wearing white, which at least I could be happy about. I'm just going to get up Liverpool's formation, see what they're playing. Salah, Firmino, Mane, definitely featuring as always. Luis Felipe has been brought in at the back. The rest of the side looks pretty familiar to me. As Victor, Joe Gomez, isn't that? I thought it was going to be like the perfect pass to Mane on the left, but no, not this time. As Rafinha now on it, goes back inside to Cute Miners, back out towards Rafinha. If we can do something against Liverpool here, and early signs, but by the fact that we've got the ball in their half, promising, viewers, promising. Again, cautious is the way this year, viewers. Let me tell you. Mukiele on that side. Ball played in. Rafinha. Oh, it's a huge chance. 12 minutes in. That'll be our best chance of the game, I suspect. No Trent in the side. They might not be as good in that area. Gomez is a really good defender, but not a particularly good right back, in my opinion, as Robertson picks it up. Ball swung across. There's Phillips has got in there. No problem at all. You can see it's a 2v3 or 3v2 at the back almost. T-Chan now has got to get past Van Dijk. He does so. Does he? Shot on goal. Becker there. I mean, I'm pretty happy, viewers. I'm pretty happy. Turned into a horse for a moment. Oh, no, it's fine. Everything's fine. I mean, the closer we get to half-time, I'm looking at Liverpool's XG, I'm looking at how many shots they're having, I'm looking at their possession. Like, there's one side right now that are dominant in the game, and, well, it's neither of us, but out of the two of us, it's me. Like, you can see there, the side are pretty much, like, camped in. I think this player here, Victor, is such a problem for teams to try and mark. How do you focus on this guy? Like, both sides definitely playing in the midfield, and having that 3 in there with a player pushed slightly further up, I think is giving us the advantage right now. It'd be interesting to do, and we'll keep an eye on it and what they do. I'm gonna point finger and say I'm happy with that first half. It is a really good first half performance. Again, Liverpool haven't dropped any points this season, so if we even get a point against them, it's pretty impressive, of course. Don't get too carried away though, Ben. It can change with an instant. I imagine Jurgen's had a word at half-time. Ball swung into the back post, and blimey, I think they should have scored. It'd be interesting to me to see what they changed. They've moved Henderson further back. They've put Ramos on at the back, who I think actually is Luis Felipe. I think he's got the name Ramos in game. As Fabinho's ball forward, he's not that good. Cut out. The ball launched forward by us. Van Dijk's going to be there. But it's a case of how good would his out ball be. We know how good Virgil van Dijk is. He goes to Alisson instead, who finds Henderson, and blimey, have they made that look easy? Just a little bit. And now, will they look to dominate on that side? Phillips, though, putting in a defensive shift, and that's what I like about him. Very much a battler in the centre. Out to Gomez on this side, who I did say wasn't particularly good at going forward. The cross-in wasn't too bad. They've brought on Gabriel Barbosa, I noticed, in the forward areas, as the ball is flicked on by Phillips, and now it's a case of Hang Hee-chan. Can he get in behind? It doesn't look like it's going to happen immediately, as Victor runs forward. Great tackle from Gomez, and it'll be a throw-in, but still feels pretty even. They're coming into it, and I'm not going to come off cautious. No need. I think we're having enough of the ball at the moment. We're still creating chances. Again, if you take any points off Liverpool at this stage, you're a happy man. The question's going to be, are our boys going to get tired at any stage? Is that the goal they're going to score? Is he offside? I think Naby Keita was a little bit offside. The referee is trundling over. I can't quite see the official. I'll have to zoom out, but he stood very stationary. They're going to check this. I think as Van Dijk strikes the free kick, Naby Keita is stood in offside position, but we like the look of that. As we'll just see it again. How offside was he? Oh, I mean, yeah, I don't think he was quite as much as it says there. I don't know why Malaya is trying to get involved there. There's 15 minutes to go. Victor up front is having a pretty indifferent game. This is where Rodrigo, I think, comes in. The natural striker on the left-hand side. Probably going to be slightly more threatening, you would at least think. And I'm just looking at the rest of the boys in the centre. I'm going to change things around ever so slightly. Onyenka's going to come off. We're going to bring on Elena. Again, a little bit of creativity. That left side, a little bit of a Spanish connection. Will we see anything in the final few minutes? Like, I'm not really going for this, but I'm definitely bringing on some fresh legs in midfield, up front, trying to work Liverpool a little bit harder. And they're changing system so much. I think Alphonso Davies is now playing right wing as an inside forward. They've got Keita and Henderson at the back as, well, 2 minutes to go and a highlight. And I think we're going to have control of the ball with a little bit of time left to go. If I was to put money on it, I'd say Rodrigo goal. If anyone's going to score in our side, I think it'll be him. That said, Liverpool have the ball. And now I don't feel nearly as confident as I did about 20 seconds ago. Oh, viewers, if they keep their unbeaten streak and their winning streak going in these final moments, Jordan Henderson into Firmino. Oh, he saved it. We're going to get a point. I think we're going to be the first team. I can't believe it. Oh, no, I can believe it. Not long left to go. Can we hold on? Can we stop Liverpool from having an entire season of winning? I mean, that's going to be a foul. It's a worthwhile foul from Rodrigo. It does slow things down, but it gives Liverpool one final chance. I'm sure they want to keep this winning run going. Ball played in, swung in, Gomez, Ramos. Oh my word, it's happened again. I think he was offside. But that, viewers, as far as 0-0s go, is one of the most pleasing 0-0s I'm ever going to have. I should be celebrating on the touchline there, but I'm not. Rafinha's had a shocker, apparently. Helga Costa can't believe he didn't come on. But without anybody performing spectacularly, other than maybe the goalkeeper, who's had a tremendous game towards the end there, it's a really, really solid point. And I do think the system that we've got now, again, this cautious style, having an attacking threat at all times, this is the future for this Leeds United side, and it'll be interesting to see how my transfers are impacted by that. I'm glad we bought a lot of midfielders now because we're going to need them. But there we are then, you can see it there, Leeds 9th in the table, which is not too bad at all, really, only a couple of points off those European spots as we go on an unbeaten run of 6 games now, and finally halt Liverpool's dominance at the top. Maybe the teams behind chasing, really only United at this stage, have got a chance. But there we are then, that will conclude. If you enjoyed it, do drop a like on it. If you want to see some more, make sure you subscribe. And if you missed it earlier on, 500 years in the future, video I did earlier this afternoon, please go and check it out. It's something I'm sure you'll enjoy. Lots of you found me from a 1,000-year experiment, so it might bring back some memories of that. Let's just say the funniest bit for me is that PSG are dominant. That isn't a shock, but when you see just how dominant, it's quite funny.